Today, folks, I'm going to try to help you out with question 3 from the West Virginia versus Barnette Court Case. Question 3 is a big question, and these are the types of questions that we have to get ready for before we go to high school. Sometimes when we see a question like this, we're wondering why it's so big and how many questions are there inside of this one question. The first thing that I like to do when I come to a question like this is look to see how many question marks there are in the question itself. And you'll notice that it's at the very end, what did he mean by this? Now, the he that they're talking about is Justice Jackson. And basically, the job in a question like this is to show that you understand what the quotation means. So first, let me read the question. Much of Justice Jackson's majority opinion has become basic to our modern understanding of the First Amendment. So again, the First Amendment to the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, that's what they're talking about. What is it that his opinion created? So this was a groundbreaking court case. What did his quote and this opinion do to change people's ideas around freedom? So I'll keep reading. In this article, focus on the statement, and this is Justice Jackson's quote, one's right to life, liberty and property, to free speech, a free press, freedom of worship and assembly, and other fundamental rights may not be submitted to vote. They depend on the outcome of no elections. What did he mean by this? So what did Justice Jackson mean by this quote? Now I'm going to show you an example of an answer so that you can start to understand how we take one of these questions and how do we take it apart. Now, one of the things that I've seen a lot of students doing already is they are creating long topic sentences. And what I want to focus on is how we want to make these topic sentences as short as possible. So basically, I'm going to talk about the topic. I'm going to say what Justice Jackson meant in this long quote. I'm not going to try to answer it in one sentence. That's a mistake. I'm not going to use the word because. That's another mistake. I'm just going to say in as few words as possible in my topic sentence what it is that Justice Jackson is saying. So let's see what I wrote. Justice Jackson is saying that certain fundamental rights cannot be voted on. There's your claim. There's your topic sentence. Now the rest of this question should be evidence to support my claim. In other words, I'm going to take pieces of this quote and I'm going to weave them in with my words so that I can show that I understand what this quote means by combining my own thoughts and words with quotes from the article. And what you'll notice is I'm taking this quote and I'm making it into pieces and using the pieces to support my answer. So first I explain what a fundamental right is. A fundamental right is something that the government cannot take away. Jackson is saying that things like life, liberty, freedom of speech, and other fundamental rights cannot be taken away. Even if the majority tries to take the fundamental rights away, they depend on the outcome of no elections. That would be a very good answer for this question number 3. It's not really long, but it's not one sentence. It doesn't have a whole bunch of quotes, but it does take pieces of different quotes and put them together to show that I know, one, how to use a quotation, but I'm not taking one big chunk of it and explaining the whole thing. I'm breaking it into 2 or 3 pieces. And I think you're going to find that this is a really good way to answer questions in high school when they're asking you to take a quotation or take some complex text and to explain what it means in your words. This is a super helpful skill for high school and beyond, and I hope that you guys can start looking at these harder questions and realize that they're not as difficult as you think, as long as you take it one step at a time. I hope this was helpful.